everyone. Welcome to another edition of Roz's Happy Hour. I'm your girl, Roz, coming to you from Trichet Entertainment. Um, you can use Trichet Entertainment link in the future to get on and access this show on all of our future shows. Wow. What a week, y'all. What a week. The best week we've had in a long time. So, listen, if this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you. And I hope you all both continue to come back. Please, everyone, share the link. Let some more folks get on. Last week, we had David C., vocalist for Dennis Edwards' Temptation Review. That's a singing brother right there. Oh my God. We talked about Dennis Edwards, Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin, Ollie Woodson, Richard Street, Damon Harris, all the Temptations lead singers. So please check it out at Roz's Happy Hour and subscribe while you're there, our YouTube channel. So listen, please welcome the only man in track and field history to hold 11 world records simultaneously and the first man in Olympic Games history to win a gold medal in record-breaking time in the 200 meters under 20 seconds. Please give him some hearts, y'all, and let's welcome Dr. Tommie Smith. Hey, Dr. Smith, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you, Rosalind. Nice to be here. Nice to be aboard. And first, let me say Happy Veterans Day to all you veterans out there. We know that the job you did was well defined as protecting those who did not have that chance to do this or to sacrifice. We thank you. I was ROTC, but I never went in to do anything that might cause me to talk about. But I'm happy to be here and happy to have a conversation with everybody.
Well, you all may not know, but Tommie is my cousin. Tommie is family. We're family. So
amen.
Amen. Welcome to Roz's Happy Hour. And let me also shout out my cousin, your wife, manager, Dolores Smith. She truly is the rib. Okay. Love her to pieces.
Yeah, she does a lot of the work for me. I just sit and talk, and she makes sure that my words go out to people that might want to hear what I have to say about the times, how they transfer over into these times. And it's been certainly an exciting trip with everything that's going on.
Yes. Yeah. So, but I want to give a toast. So if everyone out there can grab your beverage of choice, Tommie's already said to all the veterans, Happy Veterans Day. To my husband, Happy Veterans Day. We thank you all for your service. We drink to that. Now, if you're here and you're a veteran, please put it in the comments. Tommie might shout you out a little later when we talk to the crowd. But also, we have to do another toast. Yep, this is the big one. Toast to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Harris. And congratulations to all of you that did your part and voted. Cheers.
Cheers to you all. And it's been a long, dry, barren desert out there for many of us, but we can see now on both sides that the things that need changing. But, you know, it's both sides, DNR. We're got to move down this road together. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine with everything that's happening. Let's move with it.
Yes, move with it. So look, I can't wait to get back to see you and Dolores and the family and the family reunion in Lemoore, California. It's hot, but you guys have the best family reunions.
Yeah, Roz, we're going on, gee, well over 50 years now. We started in 1971, and it's been going
Wow.
yearly
Uh-oh, come
ever
back, Tom.
since. They're born then or having kids of their own now. Isn't that something?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So I'm looking forward to get back to that. So
Fantastic.
for all of you all know, Tommie Smith is the gold
Fantastic.
medalist that had the powerful silent protest while standing on the podium in 1968, the Summer Olympics Games. That salute protest is known all over the world. 1968 remains arguably the most
Up
historic
a bit here. Yeah.
year in modern American history. You, John Carlos, and Peter Norman, the Australian, bravely protested injustices at the 1968 Olympics Games. Can you tell us what happened leading up to the race in Mexico City?
But everybody, the 60s was a time of change. People were moving, doing different things to try to maintain a mainstay of the American system. But the athletes at that particular time uh, didn't have a step ladder to take a look at the other side and wonder how we were going to get there. In that time, 19, in fact, starting in 67, that the athletes, along with it was necessary, Roz, for the black athletes and athletes in general to get involved in making a change themselves, not only competing and running for this country, but to talk back to the country and say, we both, and I just wanted to give my sentiments now because I care. But we cared and we want our sentiment to be heard, but we had no platform. So we worked away democratically to find out the necessity Martin Luther King, meaning nonviolence, with an academic process of trying to make or give people an idea of what we were trying to do as athletes, and not just winning a race, but winning on the human magnification. I know we'll be talking about this as we go through, but sometime I get to talking and
Moving.
there we go.
Okay. So did you and John Carlos plan to protest if you both medaled?
That, like I said a few moments ago, it goes further than that in
Mm,
terms of the action of the athletes. This wasn't a platform of doing what you wanted to do. This was doing because of what the group thought necessary to do. Because the Olympic Project or the OPHR started on the campus of San Jose State, we thought it very necessary to end it wherever it might end, the OPHR, because we were dealing with more than 2 or 3 athletes or one state. We were dealing with 50 states in the union and also athletes from different states. And the northern athletes and the southern athletes had different opinion in many ways. So it wasn't just Tommie doing something or John doing something. It was a coagulation of all the athletes
mm,
deciding to make a stand or ask America what's best for the country to move as a group. And we were a group of athletes that was concerned with what was happening. That's what the Olympic Project for human rights was for, to
mm,
gauge a war against ignorance, against racism, and to just put it on the table and say, this is what we need to try to do. This is our trial. Remember, over 50 years ago, and between 17 and 35 years old were the ages of the athletes representing America. So
mm,
this was a big step. It wasn't a step of kiddings. This wasn't funny then. It wasn't funny. This was a human rights issue, which we hope that America could be pleased that young folk were stepping up, doing something
mm.
to imagine a future of coordination as we move forward.
Wow. So did you all stay in touch after?
Oh yeah, John and I, we participated. We attended the same college. We never participated together at the college because he came. He was recruited in as I was graduating out. But
Mm,
we did have a year there when we were both on the same campus, and Dr. Edward was on the same campus, idealizing the necessities of nonviolence and what we could do to highlight the need of involvement. Very similar today, very similar today as we move this path with a lot of minds that was creating different movements, different thoughts, love, hate, or how we make a majesty together and moving forward.
Mhm.
It was something that I don't think we would ever experience again in terms of a first. This was a first in a lot of areas in 1968.
Oh my God, yes. So, but Peter Norman passed away a few years ago.
Yeah, Peter passed away about a decade ago, and of course, John and I flew to Australia to help to eulogize him. He was a great person, and I think the question would come later, maybe, or that how we felt about the man that was with us on the victory stand. Now, understand everybody that this person, Peter Norman, the white Australian, this was a person that deserved that stand because he was third. And he didn't walk up himself and say, I want to be with the guys because I'm from Australia. No, he was put there because he won second place in that race, the fastest race in the history of track and field in 1968. He was second place.
Mhm. Mhm.
So he deserved to be there. He didn't walk up there because, he was a nice guy, though he was. But he earned that place. And man, did he earn it.
Yeah, he was fast.
Yeah, he was fast. You look at him, you didn't think
Yeah,
that came out of this guy, but
yeah.
he was very imaginative, imaginable.
And while we're there, I don't think there's been another Australian.
I cannot remember. Could have been. I do believe it was in another area of
Oh,
the Olympic game, but not in track and field. Now there's quite a few there because of Peter Norman. There's quite a few athletes, sprinters out of Australia who are doing various things worldwide, various things.
mhm. And you both all expelled from the game after raising the fists on the podium? Um,
Not yeah, just John and I, just because he did nothing except stand and recognize the flag of the people that won, which was Tommie Smith of America, and he was standing in front of me. I think because he wore the Olympic Project for Human Rights button, that people
oh,
viewed him as on
yeah,
the same platform as we. He was on the same physical platform, but
yes.
mentally and with the deciding fact,
Mhm.
he was there because of the position he took in the race, and not because people put him there. We all three were, but Tommie and John had a different idea of how we would accept it. We accepted because he uh, he didn't do what John and I did. He was only there because of his position in that particular race.
Mhm. So you paid an incredible price and was denied so much for a long time for that stance. While 1968 was a pivotal year of unrest, I mean, so much happened in 1968. Martin Luther King was assassinated, John F.
Yeah.
Kennedy, Star Trek aired the first interracial kiss, Apollo 8 was first manned spacecraft to orbit
Democratic convention.
the Democratic Convention. And there's Tommie Smith. Oh my
Yeah,
God. Do you ever
yeah.
get tired of telling your story?
It's a story that will be told, hopefully, uh, uh, years to come, because it's not a story of two radicals on the podium trying to do their thing or trying to become famous. We didn't need fame. We needed an equalizing method of getting together in America and on this planet, dealing with civil and human rights. So sometimes I have to use the same words. Sometimes I say different things, meaning the same things, but I say it in different words to help eulogize the idiocy of racist tendencies.
Mm,
Yeah, and it was sacrificial what we did, but I think it wasn't because of just John and I was great guys and we wanted to pull America together and we're here jump on our bandwagon. No, it was a human rights issue. If you were human and you felt a need to stand up then you would understand what we were trying to say. We're not trying to make friends or become famous. I held 11 world records then. So I don't believe me trying to become famous was an issue. Because holding 11 world records more than any man or woman in track and field history, and it had not been done since, I think that's fame enough. We were there as humans trying to appeal.
There was a lot going on.
To the rest of humans, me. This is you. You're up here with me. I'm not up here to make Tommie Smith fame. I'm up here because of my heart and the devoutness of my belief.
So that's what I was going to say. You're currently celebrating 52 years.
Yeah, 52
winning
years.
the gold medal.
Congratulations. I was only 3 years old when I was up there because I'm only 54 now.
Oh, yeah, right. No, you earned every bit of that. And you were really a fast star that came in first place for the gold record. Make no mistake. You were 6'4", and I mean, just you were injured in the heat before, and then you just pulled it out. Do you still have the gold medal?
In the state of Texas to rest. That's where it is, in the state of Texas, 1968.
Yeah, so hold on. We're going to try and let's speak to some people. Hey, Glenn. Charlene. Because I know, okay. Let's see. Tommie?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'll get it together. And while he's doing that, I'm going to try and find the video. So let's see. Hi, Brian. Ernest, I saw you on here. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hey, Roy. What's up, Roy Stone? Let's see. Let's check out Tommie Smith in action.
Track. Everything comes full circle, though it may take time. Margaret Brennan reports on an extraordinary finish today at the White House.
It was a stand that shocked the world. American sprinters Tommie Smith and John Carlos raising their black-gloved fists in protest at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City. Smith said the moment was overwhelming. When you were raising your fist, what was going through your mind?
Get me off of the stand. The national anthem is exactly 1 minute and 30 seconds long, but it seemed like an hour.
That protest against racial inequality got them ejected from the Games and banished from the Olympic community for decades.
Yes, we were hated, we were vilified, but I do think because we were hated and vilified, that shows you that there was something that needed changing.
Welcome to the White House.
Today, nearly 50 years later, the Olympic medalists were welcomed back into the fold by President Obama.
We're honored to have here the legendary Tommie Smith and John Carlos here today. Their powerful silent protest in the 1968 Games was controversial, but it woke folks up and created greater opportunity for those that followed.
Oh, I feel great. I sat up there and just ate it all up.
Now a new generation of athletes has picked up the baton from Smith, led by NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who kneels during the national anthem to protest police violence against African Americans. Smith supports activist athletes and said their peaceful actions take courage.
When you do something and you really believe in it, you really don't think about the cost. You just do it.
And these silent gestures are meant to speak volumes. Margaret Brennan, CBS News, Washington.
And I felt when the hand went up, time was coming to an end. As soon as we walked off, I heard boos and catcalls, and I saw the most vivid depictions of hate, the most vivid depiction of how could you, boy? How could you do this to your country? How could you do this to these games? You're black, you should stay that way. And that's what I saw going back across the track. My fist went up in the air again because of what I saw in the stands, and there was a fist of frustration, and that was it. It was not a joyous fist. You can see it in my strides, you can see it in my whole demeanor. I did not want to take this action, and I've been asked many times that I regret doing it. And it's not regret that I did it, only that it had to be done to bring a point. Racist tendencies had to be addressed some way. I had to do it to make a change. So when the sergeant said, "On your marks," and he said, "Get set," and the gun sounded, I was first 5 steps. I was in seventh place. By the middle of the turn, I was in fourth place. And then when I felt pretty good, I said, "Okay, this is it." So I pulled the throttle all the way out for 12 steps. But I shut it down. This when the hands were up. And the smile on my face was a smile of jubilee, a jubilant smile. I did not want to take this action. And I've been asked many times that I regret doing it. And it's not regret that I did it, only that it had to be done to bring a point. Racist tendencies had to be addressed some way. I had to do it to make a change. I wanted to stand out very clear and be on the platform in terms of human rights issues.
Wow. Well, we'll continue our conversation with Dr. Tommie Smith. Okay, rolling. So I was asking you, and I'm not sure you might have answered me, but I was asking about the gold medal. You still have the gold medal because some people thought that they took the medal away. I remember.
Yeah, that was a soundtrack around the country and possibly around the world that they called us in and took the gold medal. No, they did not take the gold medal. Gold medal was won legally, and as far as them punishing us to take the gold medal away after we had won it, no, that was not about to happen. That was a negative.
Keep going.
A dull reception of false.
I knew that. I know you got that gold. That gold medal. That's great. But what did the roll up pants and the black socks, the fist, did they all represent something different?
What John and Tommie did myself did on the victory stand was representative of things that we were trying to bring about, trying to entice people to think about. The bowed head, the fist in the air with the black glove on, the rolled up pants leg to show our feet, our black feet with socks on it. They all was representative. He had some a group show. I had to show a bit of how we felt about the need of a country that needs to come together, or needed to talk about our abilities to be one or come together. Poverty.
Wow. So
that did not represent all my life. The Lord's Prayer and portrayed on our feet were not only socks that we participated in, but competition socks, my Sunday socks, in fact. So, and John did basically the same, wore a different thing around his neck. So everything was represented. It wasn't something that was just thrown together. These were things that we hope people saw and had an idea that they meant something. It wasn't a cool thing. It was a necessary thing. It was necessary.
Yeah. It wasn't just to be cool. It was part of the protests.
It's part of the victory stand in Mexico City, 19, which showed this representing the flag or not representing the flag because our representation was something that should not have been. We represented the flag the way the flag represented us. And so we hope people saw that they were different, but so much the same thing. The flag was what represented us, and we were trying. We're still on.
We're still on. Okay. So during this historical 19th Olympian in Mexico City in the summer of 1968, you broke the world and Olympic record with a time of 19.83 seconds and became the 200-meter Olympic champion. Wow, that was fast. What was the track surface that you ran on? Um, hmm. Okay. That your record of 19.83 seconds and became the 200-meter Olympic champion. What I'm just curious, what was the track surface that you ran on?
This was one of the few times, Rod, the track surface was a different surface than I usually ran on. Most of my other world records were on dirt track or crushed brick or some synthetic track was ground up tires that made a black surface. It's one of the few times I ran on a Mondo surface, like Mondo surface, that was very good for sprinters, not too good for distance runners because it was so hard. Distance runners don't like to run on hard surfaces because they run so long in the same race.
Yeah, but I also read that
It could be devastating. On the sprinters concerned, it was fast. It was a fast track. We call them fast tracks
fast
when they're fast tracks. Yeah, we was on a fast track in Mexico City.
Oh.
But for me running on the track, yes, it was a fast track. But anytime you're injured, run on any type surface, it's then I ran with that injured muscle in the finals on the same track, but with different shoes. And I injured my muscle at the end of the race in the semis, which was the race before the finals.
Yeah, that's right. So do you still have the shoes you wore when you set this world record?
Yeah, we still have the shoes. Actually, the shoes were donated or given to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C. We gave it there, and it's on display there. The Velcro shoes, VELCO, Velcro Puma shoes that I wore.
Oh, wow.
They're still alive in the History Museum.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll get to the museum, and that is just goes to my next point. The historical achievements made you a national and international distinguished figure in African American history. Did you have any idea you were making history with your stance? I know you said it wasn't to get famous early on, but did you have any idea?
I went to win a race because I ran a plethora of races before then just to get there, compete with the best in the world. And I was there to win that particular race. You know, bad lingo we gotten from the Olympic Committee, the IOC, which is the one put us down, athletes or athletes who wanted a change because the American system athletically needed a change, needed a boost, needed other interests besides athletes running fast. We needed some entity of we are human beings and we have something to say. Since you ask us, we will say it. If we don't have time to say it or a chance to say it, we will symbolize.
Let's see. Let's holler at some of these veterans on here. I just saw. We'll say hi to Glenn. He said he was about 14 years old, and I was so proud back then. Can you see that, Tommie?
Yeah, I'm here now. We're still in and out.
Somebody said they were 14 years old and they were so proud.
Yeah, I think Glenn was about 14 years old when I was on the victory stand.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? Okay, we just want to say we had some veterans on here. Wanted to say, have you say hi to them. Where is it? Oh, here's Glenn's also Army vet. Happy Veterans Day. Tommie, you want to say Happy Veterans Day to him? Military person on here that wanted him. Oh, here's somebody. Where'd he go? Oh, here he goes. Tommie, you want to wish him USAF here? Served 11 years.
Oh my goodness, 11 years. That's a good-looking young dude then.
Yeah, yeah, he was. So that's Let's back up. You were born in Clarksville, Texas, the seventh of 12 children. How did you get into track? Why not basketball or football?
Well, I got into track by it being track because in high school I was All American in basketball. I was an All American in football and track and field. I ran track. Now I went to college. I
Mm.
played football all 4 years of high school, quarterback, kickoff returning defensive back, and I played for the Cincinnati Bengals. So people don't realize that just Tommie Smith ran the Olympic Games, but I also went to college. I also got a master's,
Yeah, that's why we call you Dr. Tommie Smith.
PhD, just track and field. You know.
Yeah. Thank you. You will get Happy Veterans Day. That's my boy there.
Amen. Amen.
Hey, Rick. That's Rick.
Yes.
Oh, so everybody is saying the internet is bad right now. It's bad all over the place. So it's not.
Oh my. Oh.
Oh, well, we just have to do it again. We just have to do it again where we can get clear and people can see you and hear you. Well, we're going to just keep moving on. So that's interesting. Go ahead, Tommie. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we'll have to do it again. What we're doing now is good. But we don't give up. We don't give up because we're
No, never give up. We keep moving.
don't too, but try not to continue doing what we do. Nothing should stop us. Nothing. We continue to do what we do, and if it doesn't work out, we turn and do it later on. As John Lewis said about the Pettus Bridge, I marched it once, I march it again. If you get in trouble, it's not bad trouble. Make sure it's good trouble. And right now we're going through some bad trouble, but it's all good. But we don't stop for anything. We keep going. You sound strong.
Look, they don't want us to tell this story. I know what it is. That's
yes,
what
indeed.
it is.
Yeah.
They're listening. They're listening and blocking. I hope you guys are still. We're just getting into, and you were talking about why you went into track and that you did play basketball and football. Who was your inspiration for getting into track?
Well, it was my everyday living. I'm seventh out of 12 kids, and we had 7 girls. Maybe that can tell you why I had to run fast. Because I had one sister named Sally. She could outrun me any day of the week. Wow. And just genealogically speaking, we had that physical abilities, and we harbored that. A harvest of moving fast was because our life was working hard and becoming strong through our work competition. So that work competition turned over into a social competition. And this was track and field, basketball, football. No matter what we did, we had to use our bodies to do what we wanted to become strong in perfecting speed, perfecting strength to move forward. Mm-hmm. And this was basic abilities. And Daddy and my mother worked. We were farmers. We didn't come in the city with a degree of financial greatness. Mm-hmm. We had to work 12 hours a day, go to school 8 hours a day, and get rest anytime we could. Yeah. So my physical ability was never in the gym trying to get in shape. We were in shape because we worked in the fields.
Yeah. Hard work every day. Wow. Every
day of my life, we didn't know what really birthdays were. I speak for myself. I didn't, because my birthday came and I wondered why I was bigger. It's because you're older, boy. You're older.
Yeah.
Daddy always said you can't have what you don't work for. That means you can't steal and make it good.
Yeah.
You have to work to make what you get honest.
Yes. I
And
wanted to.
that's all 12. I'm not the fastest in my family. I had a brother younger than me that was probably the best athlete in the family.
Wow.
He went to, yeah, he went to the University of California, Berkeley. But he came along at a time when there were other things in the street that he liked more than working out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what got him into a little trouble. And then I had a second brother. No, I had a son to go to the University of California, Berkeley also. But yeah, we were in the San Joaquin Valley, down in Kaepernick's, Colin Kaepernick's area of competition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did to survive, working
Wow.
in the fields. Yes,
Wow.
indeed.
Do you still, you're the only man in history, track and field, to hold 11 world records
Yes.
simultaneously. Do you still hold some of the records today?
Well, believe it or not, I still hold two world records, which will never be broken because that race is not run anymore. That's the 200 meters and 200 yards on the straightaway, 19.5. And I
Mm,
did that in 1966.
wow.
Man, that's just a long time. A lot of the people who are listening to us chat here wasn't born then, and I was out running in college. Sitting in those boring history and biology classes. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be me. So Usain Bolt, the Jamaican, former sprinter, and you ran the same race?
Oh yeah, Hussein Bolt. I think you're speaking of. Yeah,
Yes.
I ran 400 meters also. I held a world record in the 400 meters as well. In '68,
Oh,
I held two world records. The 200 meters, Pro City in 1968, and the 400 meters in 1968. I held both world records. But I didn't run, as you know, the 400 meters. We
mhm.
had guys on the team just that good. The world record holder in the 400 meters didn't have to run the race to win a gold medal for America. We had athletes on the team as good as I was in that race. So
Mm,
Lee Evans ran that race and set a world record.
yeah.
Yeah. In fact, Lee broke the record that I set on him a year before because he was
Mm,
in the same race that I ran my world record in the year before.
mm.
Yeah, so like a lot of history that people don't know, a lot of little nuances in those races that historically people don't know because they only highlight what I did in Mexico in my race
Mhm.
and nothing else. I was a high jump. I jumped 6'8" in high jump, long jump 26.6 in
Wow.
long jump. So I did a lot of different things.
Wow.
And don't ask me why didn't you become a decathlete? Why should I run 10 events for one gold medal?
Yeah.
I wasn't stupid, you know.
Not at all. You did what worked, and what you did worked. I mean, it compelled you to history. I wanted to share this with you. Let me see if I can pull it up. Um, I received this. This I didn't even get it till after it happened. But this was you and I at Morehouse College,
My goodness.
Martin Luther King behind us. And I'm
Yes,
like,
indeed.
wow, look
Yes,
at
indeed.
this. This is a keeper. Um, and then there was
Yeah, wow, it is. I still have that coat. I still have those pants. A poor kid coming up back in the '60s saved up stuff like we didn't throw clothes away, and I had it then. That was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 10. No, it had to
least,
be 10.
at
Yeah,
least. But
yeah.
this I wanted to tell you about. I was sent this photo and message yesterday from JT Taylor of Cool in the Game.
My goodness gracious.
He said, this is a painting. I'm going to read to you what he said. He said, this is a painting of the legend, Mr. Tommie Smith. When I bought my house, the previous owner had the painting, and we discussed what Mr. Smith represented with his stand at the Olympic. It was a great discussion. And with me being a track man, 400 meters, which I didn't know, he says, besides the actual, myself, he actually gave it to me, this photo. By the way, he was a Jewish man, which shows how Mr. Smith affected more people than he may be aware of. It's as if his outstretched arms, as he crossed the finish line, were reaching out to the world, preparing them from what was to come. The iconic photo of Mr. Smith on the victory stand with fists raised has to be one of the most powerful photos in the world history. Each time I see it, I am empowered. As the history books are written, the importance of Mr. Smith's stand must be given its proper position of importance. As our elders say, we sit in the shoulders of our ancestors. Well, Mr. Smith, I am proud to say you fueled my passion to continue to fight, to overcome. I thank you and I send you love. JT Taylor.
My goodness gracious.
Yes, he was.
That is something.
That was
And
amazing.
how he depicted the outstretched arms from his own ideals of what it meant to him. And like him, I think a lot of folks did this, but unlike him, folks didn't send me any type of the concessive ideas of what it meant to them. They're always asking me what I did, but actually, it was a color of a thought process that is important because it was new to me too when I was doing it. I'm now explaining the reason why I did it and the reason why the reasoning for him to come up with that sensational verbal portrait of how he felt about it. It's just extraordinary, and I thank him very much, very much. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I wanted to make sure I had an opportunity to share that with you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. So you've been an educator and a track and field coach for the past 40 years. You have
Yeah.
Tommie Smith Youth Initiative. Where did that start from?
Well, that started from I always wanted to help children out and to do things because I know when I was coming up, no one I felt paid any attention or made any kind of external prepositions for me to do anything. Just work in the fields, and become a boy of the cotton fields. So wearing my brother's hand-me-down clothes which had holes in them and doing the best I could in the cotton fields or in the grape fields in the San Joaquin Valley, working 6 to 6, then going to school 8 to 3 during the daytime. That's a lot of hours depending on 24 hours working and going to school.
Yeah.
So I still feel those scars in my soul, but God has kept me. That is a song too. God has kept me and still dealing with me. So I always put my love, my hope in the youth of this country and in the world in general, but this country especially, and in the achievement of our youth moving in a direction where I can help them, and that's where the initiative comes. We have every year different collaborative organization working with us, 700 to 1,000 kids in each group that we do per in a year, about 5 of them. And I just like to see the kids' reactions to something which they had never had, and that is paying attention, giving them attention to their needs to survive. And I can go on and on about kids. Kids' lives don't end. They just keep going. All they need is just a little help.
Just a little help, a little
Just a little help.
opportunity. Plus, you have your own Live the Legacy Gala, which is a fantastic gala where you are giving scholarships
Yeah.
to the youth.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary. And let's me just say that Tommie also has, if you can see, our shirts. United. Look,
That's it.
yeah, that's it. Here,
Yeah.
he has these shirts available, and the mask He's got the mask to go with it.
Yep. We work hard on it, getting things
Yes,
out there. Yeah.
yes. So
Every year in the gala, we have these shirts, and we also have them on our website, tsyinitiative.org, and you can go in there anytime, and TommieSmith.com or TommieSmith.com. You can get as many as you want. I mean, these shirts are phenomenal. I wear them all the time because
oh my God, it's so
they
soft.
yeah, it's soft. Yeah, yeah. Unlike my head, the shirts are soft. But I love working that way. Kids will listen to you. They're like a blank computer. Whatever you put in it, you
Mhm,
might not register right then, but it will pop out sometime later on.
mhm.
And yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, you get back.
Yeah. Gee whiz, it's hard to explain sometimes. But you look at a kid's face that never had very much, or even a kid who have everything, but not something that we like to give through donations from around the country of people donating to the Tommie Smith Youth Initiative. We give back. It's a 501c company, so we give back to the kids. We can't spend it on me a new set of tires.
Mhm.
We got to give it back to the kids, and that's what we do.
Yeah,
And we love to do that.
yeah.
And it's not a big organization. Me and the wife do it, does it. What any type of noun you want to use on that, give it back, and we just kind of smile at things of this sort. We're
Mhm.
simple. We're simple people who love joy and God's grace.
Yes. So can you tell us that I know I'm kind of jumping around, but the your stand was not about the flag.
Yeah, no, it was the only chance I had to make realize the need within a country of the awareness of principles in this country, racism being the biggest. See, in 1968, and it was a program, the Olympic Project for Human Rights, and it was an athletic program, the Olympic Project for Human Rights, and we did things athletically, dealing deep into the organization that we ran for, the schools we ran for, the people that ran us in the schools, and the things that was needed as we were competing. We never got the challenge of financial support. The athletes ran. We ran world records. I didn't get 1 cent for running any of the world records that I ran. It was because I was running for a college. I was running AAU, Amateur Athletic Union at that time. Now it has been changed to something else, and that's what we did.
Mhm.
So I woke up one day by the help of a few people saying, "Tommie, you're the world record holder. You never say anything. You just run and you go to class and make your C's and your D's in your class because nobody's helping you with your academics either. You just run and you barely make it. Why don't you do something to highlight your need to be successful in a system that does not represent you? Maybe one day you can help somebody else." And that's what we're doing. I was blessed to be helped, and I'm blessed to help someone else, which for the
Yeah.
younger generation.
Yes. And I also wanted to mention about Tommy Smith's book, The Silent
Yeah.
Gesture, and mine is autographed. Oh, where's my autograph? Mine is autographed.
Look at that good penmanship.
You can get yours too. These you can get by email. So let us know. It's a great read. It's really a great read to read. And but moving in today, any differences between Colin kneeling to your stand in 1968?
It's amazing. In 1968, there were things that we were fighting for. It was all bordering on the systemic racism principles of just life in general. And 50 plus years later, the same thing happened, only on a knee and not on a victory stand. But his victory stand was on the ground, his knee from which we were made from, the dirt we were made from. He bowed on that dirt and made something out of it. And that something out of it he made was the same thing Tommie Smith, John Carlos was doing on the victory stand in 1968. His highlighted police brutality. Ours highlighted systemic racism and things that we needed to do to bring this together, to bring people together. Isn't it amazing that we're now bordering on a platform of togetherness, which is different from the past 4 years? And it's interesting to know that number 46 idea moving forward borders on what Tommie Smith and John Carlos did back then. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Treat people like you want to be treated. It's a whole book of awareness of love and what that love can do for you. And you can't be a person that doesn't know very much to know a whole lot. You can hold your mind and the people around you together by the love that you give them, by just being there, by just talking to them. I'm Tommie Smith, made of the same thing that they're made of, but the love of God treats us in different ways. So I'll give mine back.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So do you are you familiar with this new runner? What's his name? Lyle, Noah Lyle, and his brother?
Yeah, isn't it amazing? I ran the
Yeah.
same two. I ran the same two races that they are completely destroying now. He runs the
Yeah.
sprints, and his brother runs a quarter. And I know that his brother, the quarter miler, know what pain is, because that quarter mile, especially the last 100 meters, is mercifully devastating.
Yeah.
And but I like his brother, who's a sprinter.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
He's a much more upsized dresser. No, not a fashionable dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love those kids because they're showing themselves. The light of the world is in their heart. I
Mm.
like that.
But they dedicate every race to you with the raised right fist, with a black glove on, head bowed. So I thought that was awesome.
I
Uh,
respect them for their own thought process, because Tommie Smith is nothing but a big old guy who loves to help people, and that's what they're doing. Yeah,
yes.
but I was kind of fast too, though.
Yes. So you now have your story being told on the big screen.
Yeah, it's
Last week, Stars showed the documentary of Tommie Smith. That must be so rewarding. I'm so proud of everything you've done.
it is done, Roz, from a artistic viewpoint. While we were doing this, it took about 6 years to make. It just didn't happen overnight. It took 6 years to make. Glenn kind of showed up to my front door about 6 years ago because of one of my athletes knew him, and he brought him to me, and that's how we got started. I mean, that's how got started, by just a handshake. Come in, Glenn, how are you? Sit down and let's talk. And
Wow.
from then, it got the artistic view. We've been previewed in a lot of magazines, and we had exhibits at the High Museum here in Atlanta, also the Art Museum in San Jose, California. And
Yes.
all my artifacts has been. It's the reason I'm talking so much, because I like conversations. I usually give interviews, but hardly ever a conversation where I don't have a period at the end of every sentence I talk. It's more or less a sentence of okay to run on if you have to. So I thank you for letting me talk to the people.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to show you one last photo. I wanted to share with the folks.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we were blessed, my husband and I, witness that statue in San Jose Museum. Can you tell us about that statue?
Yeah, that particular statue there, was one of the biggest that we've ever put together. About 100 arms or more
Mm,
on a bridge type fashion, suspended from the ceiling, and it looked like a grand bridge with all those of my arms. They flew me to Los Angeles some years ago and cast my right arm,
wow.
then made other arms from that, and
Wow.
museums. And we give a fist from that arm to an awardee at the Tommie Smith Live the Legacy Gala. And that's the award. One of the highlight award for that gala is a fist mounted
Mm.
from that bridge. And
Wow. That was an amazing
Yeah.
event. It was an amazing event. Um, so Dr. Smith continues the struggle, bringing awareness to youth about health and wellness and life skills. Dr. Smith, I want to personally thank you for being on Roz's Happy Hour. As we conclude, I also want to say thank you on behalf of America for what you did way back then.
Way back then.
It took courage, wisdom, and sacrifice. Um, I do think there's never enough thank you. And thank you, especially on Veterans Day, for being here with me. Do you have any words of encouragement that you would like to offer everyone as we go through these new changes that's before us?
Find the four. There's four things I usually leave the listeners with, and especially the athletes. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Oh, there it is. Now, I'm a person that challenges in terms of competition, and this is a competition of the mind, not of the feet or how fast they are, but the mind, for you to remember, youth and those who listen. And I challenge those of you who believe that standing with courage and commitment is a necessity. I'd like for you to move forward in a systematic form of never ending, which is planning purposefully, which is preparing prayerfully, proceeding positively, and pursuing persistently. These four P's, and I'd like for you to just to try those and look in the mirror sometime and ask yourself, "Do I love me?" And then smile at yourself. Then go out to speak to someone that day who you never spoken to, and you get a feeling of rejuvenation. That's what I would like for you to do. Thank you.
Wow, that's thank you. And um, again, thank you, Tommie. I give our love to the family, of course, Dolores, Nana, and we look forward to seeing you again post Corona.
Post Corona, yeah, in person, hopefully.
Yeah, stand by. Um, all right. Well, thank you all for hanging with us. And what a great time we had with Dr. Tommie Smith. We just completed 22 episodes. Listen, come back next week. Our guest will be, wait for it, wait for it, Morris Chestnut will be in the house on Roz's Happy Hour. So please tell a friend, bring a friend. We'll see you then. Good night.
Still on the line. I call it a line. We'll have to redo the whole program, and I'll be looking forward to the program. And we hope that you are there with me and Roz when we go through this, because there's plenty to talk about, and things that you probably have not heard because you haven't heard me speak about the 1968 Olympic Games or my life right before then, and certainly after. So there's a lot of things that we can go through. So we'll do this again. Thank you.